Hello, and welcome to Agarthism Explained. In this video, I will be explaining and revisiting Cyprus, the Queen of Agartha. On June 24th, around 3.5 billion years ago, in the present-day Eastern Mediterranean Sea, Cyprus Infinite was created by the result of the evolutionary split, the event in which the infinite cell split and created two new eternal beings. One of those beings was Zero Infinite, the other was Cyprus. Eventually, she would evolve and first touch land in present-day Limassol, Cyprus, the people calling her the latter due to her copper-like skin, giving the island its true name. All of this occurred in the dimension of Agartha. And when Zero and Cyprus met 200,000 years ago, they became king and queen of the realm, known together as the Greys. Their daughter, a year later, called Chaos, copied their origins throughout every dimension she found, making an alternate version of Cyprus in each one. Cyprus and Zero's creations would establish kingdoms across Earth. Soon, however, these kingdoms outgrew the Greys and backstabbed them. As a result, Cyprus started to have hatred for the gods just like her husband. One god she hated more than any other was Hades. Cyprus was a close friend to Persephone until Hades captured her and took her as his wife. When Zeus ordered Hephaestus to create Pandora as a curse to mankind, he tells the smith god to model her after Cyprus. After Uranus was castrated by his son Kronos, the genitals of the primordial washed onto the shores of Paphos. Cyprus found the genitals and it was covered in foam. She used magic to create the most beautiful woman in Agartha. This being would be Aphrodite. When fear invaded Agartha, Cyprus abandoned her home and found shelter in Dimension 21, where she witnessed the death of every god killed by Zero. When she returned, she was looked down upon, hated by mortals and gods alike. Around this time, Chaos also invades Agartha, resurrecting every dead god. This time, Cyprus stayed to defend her home with her now ex-husband Zero. She even got Apollo to ally with them and gave Aphrodite some of her powers. However, she had an increasing hatred for Athena's mother, Metis, because of her relationship with Zero. During the battle between Athena and Tartarus, Cyprus saw the goddess's spear fall into the underworld. She retrieved the spear, returned to the surface, and gave the spear to an old priestess of Athena. During a raid on Olympus by Ares and Hades, Zeus spotted Cyprus picking apples thinking she was with them. He threw a lightning bolt at her, but the god Ether jumped in front of it, saving the queen. After the defeat and death of Chaos and rebirth of Agartha by Zero, Cyprus started to live in the shadows of the new Agartha city. In 2746 BC, Cyprus helped with the foundation of the city of Tyre with the Phoenicians and the god Melkart. When the Egyptians flooded into the city, she accepted them as the new ruler and aided them after the Hittite siege of the city. The city turned on Cyprus and the Egyptians, and furthermore, turned to the Israelites and the Neo-Assyrians during the rise of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Her and the Egyptians once again fought together to halt the Mesopotamian invaders. In 586 BC, Nebuchadnezzar II started a siege of the city which took 13 years and ended after Cyprus defeated the entire army in 573 BC. During the next period of time, she left for Athens and was unable to come back to defend the city from the Persian Cyrus the Great. In 530 BC, she left to get her revenge on the Persian king. She went to Central Asia and allied with the Massagei and their empress, Tamiris. Her son, Spargapizes, killed himself after being taken prisoner by the Persians. This caused an offensive against Cyrus. During a battle, Cyprus surprised the king and killed him. She returned to Cyprus to further defend off Persian advancement. The island was taken and she ultimately fled to Athens. When Alexander the Great conquered her island, she resisted his rule and returned to Tyre to help them once again. She was defeated by the Macedonian army and went to gather troops in Egypt. During this time, she was captured by Alexander the Great himself and put in captivity. Zero coerced Alexander to let her out, and he did as long as she accepted her exile. During this time, she could only stay in Egypt until Alexander's death in 323 BC. She was now allowed to return to Tyre and Cyprus, but only under Ptolemaic watch, thinking it would give collapse to the new Roman Republic. She helped with the assassination of Julius Caesar. However, it made her situation worse. During the entire Roman rule, she hid in the shadows of Cyprus. During the Crusades, she resisted the Christian armies and killed 200 of their men during the Battle of Hattin in 1187. She again stopped a Mameluke fleet headed to Cyprus in 1202 as revenge. She caused a massive earthquake, killing hundreds of people in the Levant. However, it destroyed her city of Tyre. During Ottoman rule, she revolted in mainland Greece in order to establish an independent Greek state. Her, Zero, and the Greeks succeeded in this in 1830. With Arab rule inevitable after the First and Second World War, she abandoned Tyre, still visiting time to time. During the Agartha, she found Zero, and together they came up with a plan to liberate the world of the undead. She grew fond of Alpha Sigma Gamma and together became best friends most of the time. She often never sided with anyone, especially Zero, with him wanting to push south, while she wanted to go straight to the ocean so she can go back to her island. With a new war against the old government, the Native Americans sought help from Zero and Iota. Due to her dark past with the natives, Cyprus was furious of Zero's new alliance and to his and Iota's relationship. Cyprus kidnapped Iota and took her far away from Zero. After the Agartha, Cyprus saw a change in Zero's mentality due to his enemies in the Agarthigo being Agarthan. He treated them with respect and humanely, but with the invasion of the dark other forces, he became cold and had no respect for the new enemy. Cyprus tried to change his mind but couldn't. Cyprus was a member of the Order of the Ancients, not knowing Zero was a hidden one after he killed Grifo the Noble in 753. She found out Zero was a hidden one and joined the assassins, abandoning the order. On October 26, 2083, at the start of the Agarthism, she led a failed invasion of Hong Kong against the despotic group of Hong Kong. When Gamma died in 2091, Cyprus left Agartha fearing it would be destroyed by the lack of balance. Cyprus allied with the Norse god Tyr and told her the gods of Greece have disappeared. Cyprus traveled to the Greek realm to find answers while Zero was in pursuit. There she found nothing but ruins left from a flood and no god or mortal roaming the land. Finding a portal on Olympus, she traveled through and awakened to find herself in a worn-torn Farron in Dimension 24-1. She finds the war is being fought by the natives, wizards, dwarves, and Pharaonian gods against the Greek gods. Cyprus comes across Athena, who is planning out the war. Zero gets there and Cyprus tells him they need him to fight in the war, and that Ares and Poseidon are in Agartha. Zero hurries back to Agartha but comes back after finding out Ares and Poseidon traveled back. He has 6 members of Alpha Sigma with him as well: Cyprus, Athena, Eta, Kappa, and Z find Ares, Rho, Lambda, Sigma, and Omega, and takes them back to Zero and the others. The Pharaonian War was swiftly won by the pro-Greek forces and resulted in the Greek gods and the rest of their mortals colonizing the continent. Cyprus stays in Dimension 24-1 to oversee the progress until traveling to Hell to gain primordial fire. It is there she finds Zero on his journey to become King of Hell. After witnessing Zero kill Fear before the Battle of Fear's Forest, She mistakes fear for Zero and escapes hell to Dimension 20 for Dash. One thinking that Zero is dead, her disappearance causes widespread hysteria across Agartha. Even though Cyprus is missing, her story is nowhere near completed. If anything, it has just begun. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for watching. This has been Agarthism Explained. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.